or your way of thinking if it's incorrect. If something better comes along, you need to be able to go to that which is better. There's nothing better than Tawheed. But the Quraysh, like Allah mentions in the Quran, are we going to leave that which our forefathers were upon? They didn't want us. This is one reason. Another reason was idol worship was a source of income for Quraysh. All the merchants would come, and they didn't want to leave off with that. So they had reasons to not follow Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and they became a thorn in his side. But Rasulullah persisted. And wallahi ahibbati fillah, appreciate your messenger's efforts for da'wah. Every single, Mecca was a small village. Mecca, everybody knows each other. And it's not like today in Birmingham, if you do da'wah today in Alam Rock, and it doesn't work out, then you go to Switzerland. And then new people. But imagine a very small village where everybody knows each other. And then you come with the message of Tawheed, say La ilaha illallah, leave off these idols. And then they spit in his face. They call him Sahir. They call him Kadhab. Remember, yesterday he was the most trustworthy person, but today he has become the least trustworthy person. They beat his friends. He has to go back home. Can he take a day off? No. This is his job. This is his job. Allah told him every single day he has to go out. To different people or same people? Same people. Now appreciate the difficulty Rasulullah is in. He's going to the people that yesterday were abusing him, and he wants to save them. And he goes back again and again. And what are they saying to them? Sahirun kadhab, majnoon. He is sick. It is demons and devils that are telling him. These are stories he's making up. The psychological effect this can have on a person when everybody is against you, when you're a minority. Did he stop? He carried on. He carried on and he carried on and he carried on in the system. So, ahibati fillah, the first mawqif with Rasulullah that we have is al-istihza. They were mocking him all the time. Allah says in the Quran, وَإِذَا مَرُّوا بِهِمْ يَتَغَامَزُونَ. Whenever the Muslims would walk by them, they would look at them, they would make fun of them. The people that are making fun of them have probably that morning been beating up some of the followers of Rasulullah or torturing them. They have tortured the likes of Bilal and Khabbab, the likes of Amr ibn As, and the likes of Ammar ibn Yasir and Sumayya, who they killed. The difficulties that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is enduring his own abuse and the abuse of his followers. His own abuse and the abuse of the followers. And some of his followers had it even worse because they were more of the minority. They were either slaves or poor people living in poverty. على الأقل المقدار, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, بفضل الله ورحمته, he had his family name and his uncle to have some support. Yet that wasn't enough for him to be completely protected from the evils and the abuse of Quraysh. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about Abu Lahab and his wife Jamil in the Quran. They were among the forefront of the abuse that was dealt to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about them in the Quran. We will be reciting that they are going to hellfire for their abuse ila an taqum as-sa'a, as long as the Quran is in the Surah Al-Masad speaks about those two people. The Prophet ﷺ met with difficulty immediately after he started doing da'wah. When he called Quraysh, named every single tribe by name and sub-tribe. And then he asked them, would you believe me if I told you an army is approaching behind this mountain? They said, you are the most trustworthy person. But then when he mentioned to them that there is an adab coming for those who commit shirk, and they should worship Allah alone, is this why you call us? Immediately mocking him, dismissing him and his message. So the Prophet immediately met with difficulty. But he had to have sabr and endure. Allah mentions in the Quran, fasbir, a lot of times. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders our messengers to have, our messengers, but more specifically Rasulullah, to have patience لذلك when the ulama they discuss among why we should have patience when they talk about matters regarding our religion, they say the individual has to have ilm. You have to have knowledge for that which you call the people towards. Call them towards the Quran and the authentic Sunnah. Call them towards the understanding of our Sahaba and Salaf Salih. You need to have ilm, the knowledge. And then you need to act upon that which you know, or else you'll be among those الذين يدعون إلى ما لا يعملون. They call the people towards that which they do not act upon, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made this a blameworthy act. A blameworthy act. To call the people towards something you yourself are not doing. أتأمرون الناس بالبر وتنسون أنفسكم. So you need to act upon it. Rasulullah would act upon that which he preaches. Rasulullah would act upon that which he preaches. When he was asked, when Aisha was asked, what kind of person was he? She said, كان خلقه القرآن. So the Rasulullah, he would embody the Quran when he's calling so ilmun wa amal. And then ad-da'watu ilayhi, which is to call the people towards that which you know and act upon. But then the scholars, they add, once you do that, once you stand up for da'wah, then you will meet difficulties. As-sabru ala al-adab. You need to have patience with regards to difficulties that you will meet for the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like Rasulullah. One story that I want to share with you is the story of Uqba ibn Abi Mu'ayth with the Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The Prophet, he was in the haram, and this man, Uqba, approaches him, and he strangles Rasulullah with a cloth. He strangles Rasulullah with a cloth, trying to murder him or kill him. Abu Bakr stops him and says, أتقتلون رجلا أن يقول ربي الله. أحبتي في الله, ask yourself, why would you do this to Rasulullah? Why would you do this to him? A hatred of his message. They were truly the enemies of Allah. And then they beat Abu Bakr up for protecting the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This was the situation they were in. Sometimes you forget to appreciate the safe and security we have as Muslims today. No one is beating you up for going to the masjid. No one is abusing you for being a Muslim. This in itself is a ni'mah. We should be grateful to Allah. Look at what they have been going through. An example of those who really struggled was Bilal ibn Rabah, who was tortured for proclaiming there is only one God. Another example is the young Sahabi Mus'ab ibn Umayr. Mus'ab ibn Umayr, who was among the most well-dressed, wealthiest people in Makkah. He was the most handsome young man. Some author mentioned that he would have his shoes pre-ordered from Yemen. This is how much he lived. Years later, when he accepts Islam, the Prophet saw him. He was wearing one cloth that was torn up, shirtless, just a cloth and izar. His skin became so coarse and rough. Sa'ad ibn Abi Waqqas mentioned it was like when the snake sheds its skin. Skinny, disheveled. They could barely recognize him. Rasulullah looked at him sallallahu alayhi wasallam and cried. Because they remember what kind of life he used to have. And then the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said something amazing. He said, Mus'ab left all of that لأنه يحب الله ورسوله. Because he loves Allah and His Messenger. Because he loves Allah and His Messenger. He became so poor, so hungry, so because of Allah and His Messenger. Ahibati fillah, among the things we benefit from this is being someone that lives a nice lifestyle, a lavish lifestyle, is not an indication of righteousness or goodness. It is not. It never has been and never will be. It never has been and never will be. Perhaps the one who is the poorest among us might be the best in the eyes of Allah Jalla Jalaluhu. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Mecca they planned on murdering him. They planned on murdering him. to the point where he had to flee. Why did he have to make the hijrah? For his safety. Why did the Muslims make the hijrah before that to Habasha? For their safety. Ahibbati fillah, they lived a time where being Muslim could get you killed. Saying La ilaha illallah could get you murdered, tortured, imprisoned. Yet they stayed firm on their religion because they loved Allah and His Messenger, and they were willing to have patience regarding this. Sometimes it would be too much for them, like an incident that Bukhari mentions in his Sahih, that some of the Sahaba came to the Prophet and they said, Ya Rasulullah, how long till the victory of Allah comes? Are we not upon the truth? Because they met with so much trouble and difficulty. And the Rasulullah became upset with them. And he said, the people that came before you, they will be told to get into a hole in the ground till only their head was remained. And then a saw will be used to cut their head in half because of Tawheed and La ilaha illallah. And the Prophet mentioned there were people before you that they would use metal combs to separate the flesh from their bones while they are still alive for saying La ilaha illallah. And the Prophet ﷺ said, you need to have patience. Victory of Allah will come. وَلَكِنَّكُمْ قَوْمٌ تَسْتَعْجِلُونَ. You are a group of people that are hurrying and hastening. Have patience. Similarly, Ahibbati fillah, when they tried to kill the Prophet, and the Prophet had to flee his city Mecca and go to Medina, things became better in Medina. In fact, they became better in some ways and more difficult in others. Because in Mecca, there was no war between the Kuffar and Muslims. The Muslims were a minority, but all of a sudden when they went to Medina, now they were being attacked. His city was being attacked. The Muslims, war was being waged against them. In the battle of Uhud, the Prophet got injured. He got injured. They broke his tooth, they injured his head. They made their Prophet bleed, the one man that was trying to save them. These were some of the hardships Rasulullah went through. But one time Aisha asked him, Ya Rasulullah, was the day of Uhud the worst day of your life? And he said no. And then the Prophet recounts a story to his beloved wife Aisha, that when he was in Mecca, this was Ahibbati fillah, the year that his uncle died, Abu Talib, who used to protect him. And his wife, who used to give him emotional support and financial support, also passed away. This year is known as Aam al-Huzn, the year of sadness. Because the Prophet, he lost his support, if you will. And then Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam goes to Ta'if. He goes to Ta'if, 15 miles he walks, to call the people of Ta'if to La ilaha illallah. What do they do? They chase him. They throw rocks at him. They chase away Rasulullah and try to stone him. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And he said, I have not had a day more difficult than that day. Imagine, Ahibbati fillah. Imagine Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the one who you love more than anyone else. Rasulullah khayru khalqillah, being chased away. And then the angel of the Jibal comes to him. And Angel Jibreel tells him, if you command him, he will destroy the city. But what did Allah say about Rasulullah? He was Ra'ufun Rahim. He said, I hope that their children or their children will become people of Tawheed. Is that not the case, Ahibbati fillah? Today you go to Ta'if, it's all masjids and adhan and Muslims. But this was the difficulty our Messenger went through. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam did not only go through difficulties regarding his opposition, his life generally was quite difficult. He was poor. 2 months would go by without no food in his house. And they would live on al-aswadan, water and dates. There's an incident where Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam came out of his house and he meets Abu Bakr and Umar. And they all confessed to each other that the reason they came out of their house was because of hunger. And then there was an Ansari that hosts them, and he gives them food and meat and fruits and dates. This wasn't something recurrent. The Prophet didn't live a lavish lifestyle. This was part of his difficulty. He went through difficulties of illness, like when he got ill during the last days of his life. And he had to say, Inna lil mawti sakarat. Or when he got ill, and the Jewish shahid put a spell on him. So the Prophet's life, ahibbati billah, had many difficulties. The lesson that we learn is, regardless of the difficulties Rasulullah was in, it only gave him more connection with Allah. What did the Prophet do when he had moments of difficulties? كَانَ يَفْزَعُ إِلَى الصَّلَاةِ. He would seek solace within the prayer. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in Surah Al-Duha, Allah speaks to the Prophet. Because sometimes difficulty is not only physical, sometimes difficulty can be spiritual. There was a moment in the Prophet's life where the wahy, the revelation, there was a pause in between the revelation. So he wasn't getting revelation from Allah. And then the Quraysh, they started mocking him, like they always did. When they were mocking him, they used to say to him, or did say to him, مَا لِي أَرَى وَمَا أَرَى إِلَّا أَنَا شَيْطَانٌ قَدْ طَلَعَكَ. The one that used to come to you, your shaitan, وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ, has abandoned you and is angry. And the Prophet became upset the fact that he was not getting revelation from Allah. But then finally Allah reveals Surah Al-Duha with him. And you benefit, Allah benefits from the surah with regards to how you should deal with difficulties. Allah says, وَالضُّحَى, I swear by the dawn or by the morning break. The duha is the early morning or the morning break, when the sun comes up. This is known as the duha. Already there is symbolism in here. When it's early morning, what goes away? The night. The darkness of the night goes away. Similarly, it's as if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, I swear by I am the one who gets rid of the night and brings about the day. Similarly, Allah can bring about ease after difficulty. وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا سَجَى, and I swear by the darkness of the night when it goes still. And then Allah said, مَا وَدَّعَكَ رَبُّكَ وَمَا قَلَى. Oh Muhammad, your Lord has not abandoned you, nor is He angry with you. Subhanallah. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying, وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَى. That which is to come is better for you than that which is what is now. The hereafter is better for you than this dunya. If Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was suffering in this world, will he be suffering in the next world? No. He will have the highest place again. But not just that. If he's suffering in Mecca, Allah will give him a whole city in Medina. If he has very small followers in Mecca, he will have more tens of thousands in a few years. That which is to come is always better. And this is ahibati fillah, a lesson for us. If you're in difficulty right now, no ease will follow. Look to the future. Look to the future. Nothing lasts. Even those of us that have terminal illnesses and are struggling in this life, the Muslim knows your life doesn't end at death. There's an afterlife with the potential of ease and an eternity of Jannah. And this should give you what? Warmth and solace that it doesn't end there. And then what does Allah say? Allah then reminded the Prophet ﷺ some of the things he has already been given before. ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى. Oh Muhammad, don't ever think I have abandoned you. Have I not found you as an orphan and given you a home? The Prophet's mother dies. The Prophet, he is born without a father. When his father passed away, before he was even born, his mother was taking care of him. His mother passes away, there is Halima to Sa'diyah. Then when his mother passes away, there is his uncle, his grandfather. His grandfather passes away, there is his uncle. The Prophet always had a home where people who loved him raised him, to the point where his uncle loved him more than his own children, when his grandfather loved him more than, because Allah put the love of Muhammad in their hearts. And the Prophet also said, have I not found you without guidance and given you guidance like the Quran? Have I not found you poor and given you riches? Sometimes, if you are in difficulty, it's good to remember some of the goodness Allah has given you. If you right now are suffering from some problem, what helps is remembering the good Allah has given you. The Prophet was struggling with the fact there was no wahi. Allah is telling you, how don't you ever think I've abandoned you? First, that which is to come, which is looking to the future. Secondly, also looking to the past. Every good thing Allah has given you. Is that all? No. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands the Prophet, أَمَّا الْيَتِيمَ فَلَا تَقْهَرْ وَأَمَّا السَّائِلَ فَلَا تَنْهَرْ. Among the ways to deal with difficulty is sometimes helping others is a source of positivity for you. When you help others, this leaves a good feeling within you, even when you're struggling. So what did Allah say? Ask for the orphan, then disparage him, help him. Ask for the one that asks you. Whether they are asking you for help financially, you give them, or they're asking you for guidance and you teach them. And among the best ways as well, to deal with difficulty is to talk about the good times. Ask for the blessings of your Lord that has given you, then speak about them and tell them. These are ways for handling some of the difficulties. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, regardless of how much difficulty he met in his life, there were also moments of laughter, moments of happiness, moments of ease. And this is an example of everyone's life. It's not always the same. It's not always the same. You will test them with good and ease and with hardship and difficulty. فَكُنْ صَابِرًا عِنْدَ الْمَصَائِبِ وَكُنْ شَاكِرًا عِنْدَ النِّعَمِ. Be someone that has patience, like Rasulullah during times of difficulty, and be someone that is grateful to Allah during the times of peace. هذا وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. جزاك الله خير شيخ. الله يوفقك.
Oh, brother, how was that? How are you?